I cannot believe it, quite frankly, how far apart we are on so many things, how they plead poverty, that they're losing money left and right when giving hundreds of millions of dollars to their CEOs. It is disgusting. Shame on them. They stand on the wrong side of history at this very moment. We stand in solidarity, in unprecedented unity. Our union and our sister unions and the unions around the world are standing by us, as well as other labor unions. Because at some point, the jig is up. You cannot keep being dwindled and marginalized and disrespected and dishonored. The entire business model has been changed by streaming, digital, AI. This is a moment of history that is a moment of truth. If we don't stand tall right now, we are all going to be in trouble. We are all going to be in jeopardy of being replaced by machines and big business. Who cares more about Wall Street than you and your family? Most of Americans don't have more than $500 in an emergency.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I don't know whether or not this is good news or bad news. I'm not sure exactly how to describe this, okay? What is going on in Hollyweird? Because Hollyweird may come to a grinding halt, okay? If you guys didn't know, the writers are currently on strike, and that has negatively affected some of the propagandists on television, like, for example, The View, who seem to be struggling without their handicap.
You know how we're always talking about how we're very different than most other shows? Well, as you know, there is a writer's strike on, and so we don't have writers, okay? So you're going to hear how it would be when it's not, you know, slicked up, okay?
We don't have writers today. We usually do have writers. It sounded like we never have writers.
That's because you're not listening to me.
No, I heard that.
That's why we need writers.
That's why we need.
Later.
Just from the University of Windsor asked 16 30-year-olds what they would be willing to give up.
No,
to
750 Canadians.
What does that say?
They were aged 16 to 30.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Asked 16 to 30-year-olds. Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I said.
But just 750 of them.
Well, that's not what my thing said.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm just reading what it
messed you
says
up on that one.
because that's what I wrote. So I didn't write what you wrote.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is it? Tell us again.
So the 16 to 30-year-olds, the 750 of them,
Yeah.
were asked what they would be willing to give up to remain on social media.
Yeah, so when I see clips like that, I feel much better about myself and what I'm doing because I don't have writers, right? But some days I am recording my videos and I'm listening to myself and I'm like, wow, I sound like an idiot. I need to re-record what I'm saying. But then again, I think, okay, well, I don't have writers, so I'm not going to sound like the people on television who have a script, even though it sounds like they're doing it off the top of their head. They're actually not, right? All of this is off the top of my head, okay? That's why, you know, I tend to, I don't know, mess up sometimes. But, yeah, again, they're struggling without their writers, okay? They're struggling without their writers. And Hollyweird is struggling in general, okay? As in 2022, they lost more than $500 billion in market value, okay? It seems to me making woke flop after woke flop, virtue signal after virtue signal in film does not seem to be working out too well for them. And because of that, hey, they have to renegotiate some terms with their employees, aka their actors, right? Who have now gone on a strike, okay? They're going on a strike along with the writers because they're in fear that they're going to be replaced by AI. And they also want to get paid more, of course. And I want to talk about that because it seems to me that Hollyweird may come to a grinding halt. Take a look.
Hollywood production is about to come to a halt as actors join the writers on the picket lines.
The SAG-AFTRA strike will officially get underway at midnight. Eyewitness News reporter Christian Cordero joins us live in studio with more on the impact these strikes will have on the entertainment industry. Christian.
Giovanna, Mark, it is tough to overstate the impact here. SAG-AFTRA has more than 160,000 members. That is more than the number of people who live in the city of Pasadena or Pomona, for example. And that doesn't even account for the impact of the strike overall, which ripples well beyond those on the picket line.
Today, on the 72nd day of the writers' strike, the union representing actors find themselves on the eve of day one. Talks between SAG-AFTRA and the studios fell through on similar grounds as the writers, whose concerns revolve around how streaming has changed the business and how artificial intelligence could take whatever's left. The AMPTP called its latest proposal a historic one, saying the actors walked away from its highest percentage increase in minimums in 35 years, a 76% increase in high-budget subscription foreign residuals, and a, quote, groundbreaking AI proposal. It was far off from what the union wanted.
We're not going to keep doing incremental changes on a contract that no longer honors what is happening right now with this business model that was foisted upon us. What are we doing? Moving around furniture on the Titanic? It's crazy.
The strike is, quote, very disturbing, according to Disney CEO Bob Iger, speaking with CNBC today.
There's a level of expectation that they have that is just not realistic. And they are adding to a set of challenges that this business is already facing that is, quite frankly, very disruptive.
So they're not being realistic?
No, they're not.
Alex Karai covers consumer trends for CableTV.com. He notes networks have already revised their fall television lineups and predicts streaming companies will start running low on content by the end of the year. Plus, halting production means halting everyone who relies on it.
So this is hairstylists, makeup artists, drivers. It's everyone. It's going to impact the entire economy in Los Angeles, but also globally.
Which he thinks could help move the industry to a better place eventually.
The goal with SAG-AFTRA joining in on this strike and going on strike with the WGA, joining the picket lines and everything, is that hopefully there will be a quicker resolution. You know, you have so many more people on strike, so many more productions are going to be shut down, so many more livelihoods are going to be impacted.
The last time actors and writers were on strike together was in 1960, which of course had a lot of different pain points than what we're seeing right now. But a big piece of that dispute was over residuals. Back then, they negotiated residuals for movies and TV reruns. Today, it's by and large over streaming residuals and, of course, AI.
Yeah, so the woke Hollywood actors are worried about being replaced by AI, right? But don't worry. Kamala Harris, the affirmative action vice president, is on the job, okay? She's on the job because apparently she is the AI expert in the Biden administration.
The first part of this issue that should be articulated is AI is kind of a fancy thing. It's, first of all, it's 2 letters. It means artificial intelligence. But ultimately what it is it's about machine learning. And so the machine is taught. And part of the issue here is what information is going into the machine that will then determine, and we can predict then, if we think about what information is going in, what then will be produced in terms of decisions and opinions that may be made through that process. So to reduce it down to its most simple point, this is part of the issue that we have here.
Yeah, so if Kamala Harris is the AI czar of the Biden administration, okay, in the same sense that she was the border czar, if I was these Hollywood actors, I would be losing my mind, right? I would be scared to death, okay, because she was a disaster on the border, and I would not have much faith in Kamala in regards to saving these woke Hollywood actors from being replaced by AI, okay, because it doesn't sound too good for them, right? As an anonymous studio execs are reportedly saying that they're willing to let writers be on strike until they're homeless, right? That's what came out. Now, I mean, again, I'm not sure if this applies to the woke Hollywood actors as well, too. But, I mean, hey, you know, it seems to me that this is probably something that's going to be dragging on for quite a bit of time, okay? The writer's strike is still going, so there are no writers, there are no actors in Hollywood. Now, with that being said, I think it's a good thing that there are less woke films that Hollywood will be producing. We will have less virtue signaling, less of elite rich people telling us how racist, sexist, homophobic, bigot, transphobic we are, trying to tell us how to live our lives and yada, yada, yada. I think it's great that we'll have less of that, hopefully, right? Hopefully. But at the same time, I kind of feel where these actors are coming from, because AI is extremely scary, especially for people who work in entertainment and media, because as we've seen, AI can basically replace people in entertainment and media. I mean, even myself, I'm a little concerned about AI because I could possibly replace, right? Even as a guy on YouTube. Okay, I mean, but I don't have a script, so and I'm kind of unpredictable, right? So maybe, just maybe, AI won't be able to necessarily replace me, right? But again, when it comes to these scripted movies, okay, these films in which, again, they can already generate CGI like humans to the point where, again, it almost looks like a real human. With the evolution of technology and AI can write scripts. They can write essays. They can do research. They can do all types of stuff. If it gets to the point where, again, AI can basically auto-generate, actors and films and, stuff like that, and then they also can write scripts, these actors are going to become obsolete, right? And I think for them, personally, it is in their best interest to see the writing on the wall and to go ahead and to negotiate a favorable deal with Hollywood to make sure that they don't get replaced, because that's literally what's going to happen, right? I mean, allegedly, that was the proposal from the Hollywood producers, okay? As basically, they said that, look, we want to be able to scan you and use your likeness forever, right? So we want to get an AI version of you and pay you for only 1 day's work, basically just to, do the scan or whatever. And then after that, you're done. We don't need you anymore, right? We want to be able to use your likeness forever, okay? Because we have AI. Basically, with AI, we can make you do anything, okay? And that's what they're proposing, allegedly. Okay, so the writing's on the wall, right? These weird Hollywood actors are probably going to get replaced in the future. And it's almost like Black Mirror has come to life, okay? It really is kind of scary. We're getting into uncharted territory here. But hey, best of luck to the Hollywood actors. I will appreciate the fact that we won't be lectured to anymore, right, about our morals and values and being racist, sexist, homophobic bigots. I will appreciate that, and I hope that this is an opportunity for smaller, studios or, up-and-coming actors who aren't necessarily in Hollywood to get some opportunities, right? I'm just saying. I'm just trying to look at the positive in this, okay? I'm just saying. But it seems like it could be doomsday for Hollywood, depending on how this negotiation goes, or at least for the actors, that is. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.